So.
You need to give this to Carol, game ball.
Oh, thank you. I would toss it, but she would show her athletic ability. Sorry to be a little bit tardy, but you know, that's a special group of guys in there. It wasn't the greatest beginning of the day, but they showed what they're all about by getting it done in a very important game. I mean, you don't want to lose 2 out of 3 in a league because it's a whole bunch of folks that are going to win 2 and some 3. So we have to so-called be sharp, and that's very proud. Before I go any further, I really want to say this from the bottom of my heart. To the great fans of Florida State baseball and Florida State athletics, for them to be out here tonight to celebrate with my family, to watch our players play darn good baseball, it's important that we understand we wouldn't be where we are today without our great fans. They got us going. They knew that home run that JC hit was big. You could feel it. Could tell by their reaction that was a big run. But I just want the fans to know that we appreciate them. And another thing, we appreciate you guys and ladies for the great job you do in promoting and writing about Florida State baseball. That's very important to all of us. And these young men are looking at a lot of responsibilities. I mean, I remember, I would tell you about how many classes I took in one trimester, but y'all wouldn't believe it. But the point is, these young men are taking courses that are very difficult and trying to play baseball, and they're doing it, and they're doing it well. Questions?
So you're the only guy that can answer this. How does it feel to be a 2,000 game winner?
It's exhilarating. I mean, to say, hey, I know it's a big deal. I mean, dadgum, man, you got to coach a long time to get. I loved it when a friend of mine said to me, I was there for 500, 1,000, and 1,500, and that was special. That was special.
Where does this one compare in comparison to any other win that you've had?
It was big because it put us where we need to be in the conference. I mean, it's like when I left this morning, Mimo and I were having a quick chat, and I meant it sincerely. I said, honey, we're going to win 2,000 this year. I don't know how many more, but we're going to win 2,000. I figure if we can't win one out of the next 45, we in trouble anyway. So. Y'all wouldn't be seeing me if that was the case. But it was a special day, special memories. A lot of people came out, and it made Carol and I and Mike feel really good that people continue to assist our program in keeping it moving upward.
Last year, you set the wins record on the road. You've alluded to it already. Is it significant to be able to hit a milestone like this at home? Yeah,
that's. I got to tell y'all, I said, dadgum, man, if we don't win one of these games, I'm going to be going to Hogtown looking to win. And it ain't been real nice to me down there. Gainesville's a tough place to play, and they have certainly played well against us over the years, mainly because they got a great program.
Mike, is that the relationship between you and the community, the baseball fans, is that kind of what's been a highlight of your whole career, just that the way that relationship has evolved over 40 years?
That's a great analogy, yes. That's exactly. And we are so fortunate that they understand their attendance is important. It's not that, oh, I don't want to go to the ball game now, I'll stay and watch Madam Secretary, I ain't going over it. But they're here supporting our young men, and that's what keeps us going. So yes, it's one of the important facets of my job and my life as a Seminole.
Coach, with 2,000 wins, with the games the way it's played now and the reduced number of games, do you think they'll ever be broken?
Oh, I'm sure somebody will go after it for me to say that, it'll never be broken. I'd really be going out on a limb. There are going to be some guys that are going to approach it in the future, and they will have a decision to make, I'm sure. And it just depends on, what they decide to do with their life.
Coach, both of the last times you played in these milestone games, of course, you got Stephen Wells' big homer at Clemson. You got Flowers to kind of seal the deal here. What does it mean to you that these guys, 40 years later, still play hard for you and you still get a chance to mold young men the way you do?
I think the highlight of my career is when I get a text from Buster and I get a text from DJ and a couple others wishing us good luck. And they keep up with their program. It's stuff like that that makes me as a Seminole extremely proud, because those young men, well, they knew they were going to be first-round draft choices and receive millions of dollars for their signature, and they left with not only All-American status and first-round draft money, they left with a reputation of academics are very important to them because they were both Scholastic Athletes of the Year, a la James Ramsey also. That's what this is all about. No matter what, they're going to be successful in life. Of course, I'd say the $162 million contract Buster just signed will get him through the summer anyway.
Coach, after 40 years of playing this game, how important has baseball been to your life, and what is it about this game that keeps you going?
I have to admit, I remember my mother didn't like for me to say I love something other than, an individual or whatever. But I love baseball. It's cerebral. And sometimes that affects me. But it's fun. You should have seen the lineup card, especially in the second spot tonight. We had 4 guys that we used in that spot, because when we put JC in, everything seems to mushroom, because you got to get the DH involved, you got to get the replacement involved, so it turns into a challenge. And fortunately, we know what we're doing, but it keeps you on your toes, because you can mess it up. With one stroke of the pen, you can mess it up. And we're very fortunate to have the people on our staff. These guys are so special. They're special because they're Seminoles. They're special because this is where they played. And this program means something to them. I mean, it's hard to believe that Carol's son was here 22 years ago. And now you got Clyde Keller back. You got Tyler Holt back. You still got the Colonel, the big shooter, the guy that keeps this program going, the guy that we can't do without. But Meat and Clyde and Tyler and Chip, that's a darn good staff.
Coach, you're not one to to celebrate wins and big wins for very long. This is a huge one. I mean, how long do you allow yourself to kind of think about what this means before you move on to the next?
Well, if the sun is out tomorrow, you can rest assured I'm going to attempt to break 80 after church. Don't say 90.
So who are you going to pitch against the Gators?
We'll go with Connor. We'll start Connor. He's been very good the last 3 outings. Connor Grady is a guy that's not intimidated in any stretch of the imagination. He's on top of everything. Good student, and pitched very well a couple of nights ago, which of course we already made up our mind we were not going to use him today, so he's off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we will put a pitch limit on him and use a lot of different arms.
Mike, what did you learn about your team this weekend? It was a step up in competition from what you've seen so far.
You know, we did some things that were concerning to us because we've been over it, but we have a philosophy among our coaching staff. We don't blame the young men. We blame ourselves for not working on it enough. And we had a guy picked off in the first game in the 4th inning. For goodness sakes, he wasn't going anywhere. And we're picked off. Well, that makes the other team feel like Florida State, they ain't unbeatable. We can beat these guys. We just picked the guy off first base. It's nobody's fault but mine. We haven't done enough work in that area, and we will come Monday. So we learned that we still got a long way to go to be the kind of baseball team we need to be.
What about Cooper Swanson, what he's been able to do over the past 7 games, 5 home runs in those games? He's really just been a catalyst for the team. It seems like when maybe things aren't going the team's way. Can you just speak about what he's been able to do to kind of jet start this team at times?
Swanee's playing a new position and playing it well, I might add. One of the strongest young men. I mean, if you pat him on the back, you just go, good gosh, he could play tight end anywhere. I mean, he is a stud, and that bat speed is second to none. He can do some damage. I look for him to continue to contribute. He's still got a long way to go in a number of areas, but he brings more to the plate than some of you understand. He runs well, he throws well, he can bunt, he can mess everything up with one swing of the bat. He's very valuable.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys, ladies.
Thank you.